Hey, welcome to Pastor Jerome TV. I'm your host, Pastor Jerome Davison. And I have a question for you. All right? We know that all lives matter. We know all lives matter. Okay? Let's just go ahead and settle that. But my question to you is, are some lives more valuable than others? See, animals' lives are important to us. Their lives matter, especially if the animal is a pet. You know that? If the animal is a pet, well, we love our pets, you know? We love them. You know, I grew up raising dogs. I had a bunch of dogs growing up in the South. And I loved every one of them. All right? But the life of that dog compared to the life of my brother, there's no comparison. All right? Animals mean something to us because we have to eat. And those of us who are meat eaters, you know, the life of a cow and a pig and a chicken and a lamb and a goat, you know, these things mean something to us, and they have to continue to have offspring so that we can continue to eat. I'm bringing this up because of the responses that I'm seeing from the government and the people with power and influence, the way they have responded to the death of Otto Warmbier, the Caucasian American who was apprehended in North Korea and was injured in North Korea and was recently sent home to his family, but died here on American soil. But he was injured over in North Korea. From what they say, he was trying to steal a propaganda poster on a dare. Somebody dared him to do it, and they said he was drunk when he did it. But that's neither here nor there. Now, Philando Castile is an African American who died at the hand of a police officer with video footage. His girlfriend filmed it live after he got shot, and we could see the responses. But lately, the police, Minnesota police, have released the video from the car on the whole scene. And I looked that over, and I can't find any reason for him to shoot that young man 7 times. I also believe that he should also be arrested for child endangerment. All right, and also for kidnapping, because there was no reason for him to arrest, handcuff, and arrest and apprehend and detain the young lady, Philando's girlfriend. There's no reason for that. It was just horrifying. And if I was in that situation where I saw somebody that I loved, somebody that I'm in a relationship with, get shot to death for no reason by a police officer, and then they handcuff me and take me in and hold me for hours and hours and hours for no reason, it's almost like death. And I'd rather die by a bullet than by a broken heart. Okay? So, but anyway, back to the question. All lives matter, but are some lives more valuable? Okay, the government is responding to the death of Otto Warmbier, the Caucasian male who died at the hand of the North Koreans. President Donald Trump and the government and the military flew out of the base of, we have a lot of military presence in South Korea. They flew a warplane over North Korea in a threatening way, which is to say to North Korea, if you shoot down this plane, we're going to be in an all-out war. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands or possibly millions of dollars that it took to fly those planes over North Korea, but there is the value of the life of Otto Warmbier. The millions of dollars and the response to his death. But the response to the death of Philando Castile at the hand of the police officer was one of a defensive posture, and that is that we're going to protect the men in blue, that we're going to stand with them, even though they have taken an innocent life. I don't like that. See, because I could be killed, and my life means something to, may not mean something to you, but it means something to the people that love me and know me. I have children, I have grandchildren, I have a grandchild, and my life means something to them. And so for you to take my life and don't even apologize, you know, they're killing people, they're killing us now, and they're not even offering a condolence. They're not even saying, hey, I'm so sorry, or any of that. They just back to work. So the government could have responded to the death of Philando Castile and others in the form of an apology and policy changes, and the way these things are approached. Okay, these police officers should never own a gun again. They should never have a job in law enforcement again, in certain cases. And this is one of those cases where I don't feel that this person, the police officer, deserved to be in law enforcement again. You've gone through all the training, you've gone through all of this stuff, and your training failed you. You didn't respond properly. And your failed training and your failed response ended in the life of a valuable person. Now, he probably wasn't valuable to you, but he was valuable to somebody. Now, if America continued to put sanctions, more sanctions against North Korea, and then also continue to go in a war type posture with them, and we end up going to war with North Korea, you now are adding greater value to the life of Otto Warmbier. But here on American soil, the life of Philando Castile has not been shown any value, any respect by those same powers. And so that's my only thing. That's my only thing. My question to you is, are some lives more valuable than others? Right? The life of our president is very valuable. Him compared to me, I'm a peon compared to him. And so if he and I are walking down the street, he's going to be protected because he's the leader of the free world. I understand that. I don't feel bad about that. But if two citizens, one is black, one is white, and they give the white one the same type of value over me, and although we're just both citizens, just regular citizens, then that would be telling, right? Maybe that's a bad example. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm just saying the response to Otto Warmbier's death is somewhat offensive to me as an African American. Now, see, some policies have to change. They have to change, see, because this is making me, as an African American male, feel like my life is not valuable to those who are paid to protect us. Right? If you pull me over, you pull me over, and I have a clean police record. My record is cleaner than most police officers, because a lot of police officers are involved in domestic stuff, beating their wives. They're involved. They have a lot of DUIs, but they cover it up. My record is cleaner than that. And you pull me over, and you say to me, "Give me your license," and I pull out my phone first because it's in my pocket. I pull my phone out to get my license, and you think my phone is a gun, and you take my life. You know? Then, in taking my life, you know, there's no repercussions for you. There's nothing to stop you from taking another person's life. You know? And I don't want people marching for me. Black people, stop marching. Don't march anymore. Don't do that. That makes us look weak, because it's ineffective and it's dated and it doesn't do anything. Okay? Most of it just leads to looting and people trying to get free stuff. Don't march. If you go march, March with some money in your hands. Everybody that's in the march, bring $100 to the march. And that'll stop the marching, because people's not going to spend any money. They ain't going to put no money to where money needs to be. What would we do with the money? We need to get some high-powered attorneys in low-income areas to stop the police patrolling, and also get the violent people out of there. We can help get the violent people out of our own communities. And that's why nobody wants to snitch in those communities, because, hey, there's nothing there to protect them. Anyway, you know, that's my thought on that. I mean, I'm not trying to race bait or any of that stuff. I'm just saying, some lives are more valuable than others. I mean, how many more examples do we need? You know, you can be walking away from a police officer with your hands raised. You can be on the ground with your hands raised, trying to protect another person who's mentally ill. I'm talking about the case in Miami, where the social worker is laying on the ground with his hands up saying, please don't shoot me, and he got shot anyway. Or we could be walking away from a police officer with our hands up, and the police officer say, hey, I feared for my life. And that can be, now let me just go ahead and let me be fair too, because I've seen cases where white people were shot, and there's some cases going on now where they feel like, well, the police officer shot and killed their relative, and they got the same thing. No convictions. No convictions for the officers. They get off. This has got to stop, because this is like too much power for any department in this United States. That's too much power for them. You can shoot and kill a person who's innocent and get away with it. Is absurd. That's like communists. You can just shoot and kill somebody just to kill them. Their life means nothing. All right. So that's my thought. That's my question to you. You know, are some lives more valuable than others? What you think? I'm Pastor Jerome.